What's up, y'all? GI Operation CEO, BlackFolkHotspots.com, aka Uber Hero. Headed out the city of Chicago on Lakeshore Drive. Man, the city's dead tonight. That's what happens when they do a lot of guarantees and things like that. It just don't work. It ain't as busy as it is. It's like it pull everybody out the woodwork. But I get it. That's what you would want to do if you were Uber. When there's so many things that were going on tonight. The concerts, Kanye was in town, the president's in town, the marathon is this weekend, Cubs playoff game. They won, so you think that people be all over the bars. But to me, it's about working. I worked hard when I was 10. I learned very quickly that you can work efficiently, and working efficiently is just as good. So that means that I'm probably calling it quits for the night. Especially at Chicago when it's 90 cents a mile, and I can get back to Northwest Indiana where it's 150. And even if I catch, you got to catch 2 trips over here for the same amount when it's surging. I don't really mess with Chicago unless it's surging. But anyway, how I even got here was picked up a customer in Northwest Indiana and brought him over. But we had an interesting conversation. We had a little back and forth. This dude was a straight up alpha male. He was with his parents. He was going back home. And I don't think sometimes these people think, he turned out to be a cool guy, but I think sometimes they forget that this ain't their car. The first thing I did was I pulled over and stopped. Like, hey, man, you got to put your seatbelt on. And I gave him the opportunity. He's a big dude. He's sitting up front. I was like, hey, you also, you can pull that seat back a little bit. Your man got a lot of room back there, because your knees all up in the dashboard. You're making me uncomfortable just looking at you. I mean, because I know you got to be uncomfortable. But anyway, we chatted. He asked me a few questions, and I would throw them back to him, and he would throw them back to me. He wouldn't answer any of my questions. Hey, what do you do for your day job? I run a network for Black business owners. I do marketing and consulting for our businesses, and I help them grow and devise a plan to grow their businesses online and to get more exposure. But I knew it caught his eye. I could look at him and I could tell that, his wheels were turning. He's like, oh, really? And so these people need to learn how to drive. Get up and stay in your lane. Don't even look like you want to come in this lane. But anyway, it's funny. Dude ended up, by the time we get to his place and his parents got out, he sat in the car. He said, man, let me tell you what I do. And he owns 5 car dealerships. And he talked about where he came from, his beginnings. And he dropped out in 8th grade, and now he owns 5 car dealerships. Used car dealerships, but nevertheless, that's still remarkable. And that's what I try to tell people. He asked me about Black Lives Matter, too. And I said, I strongly support it, But let me tell you, all lives do matter. But right now we talk about the black ones, because you can't have all lives does not matter if black lives are excluded. He also talked about welfare, and I said, well, man, there's a lot of. I said, man, there's a lot of white people on welfare, like more than blacks. I said, but you could talk about welfare for the poor, but we got a guy who I hope never doesn't win, but we got a guy that is running for president that gets welfare. You know, because when you play on that scale, it's corporate welfare. You know, those CEOs will complain all day, but they're in Washington trying to get subsidies for everything that they do. That's corporate welfare. You know, playing the shell game with taxes is, you know, is corporate welfare. You know, anything that you don't have to pay, or you're getting it, you know, you're getting it subsidized. That's exactly what that is. And I get it. It's a game. I don't fault it. I just figure out how to play the game and play the game their way. And that's what I do. So I do in my business. That's what I do. That's what I've always done. Figure out how the game is played, and then I play it. I play their game. Play you at your game. And, you know, sometimes I play it better. You know, I played it better to where people didn't like the fact that I played it better. You know what I mean? And that created problems in that instance, because ain't no black man supposed to be able to play the game better than me. But that's, you know, those are just things that we need to really think of. You know, we need to think about. We got people boycotting, you know, Nate Parker's this movie Birth of a Nation, which I don't understand how a black person can boycott it. Hell, they've been boycotting Nat Turner's, you know, existence of life forever. Why do you think they don't talk about it that much? They don't talk about it. Why don't they talk about it? Pull it up on the South Shore. I'm in South Shore now. It's just, I think the 71st. Be out the city in a minute so I can cut the app back on. And that's a little, if you ever went to college, that's a kick the podium moment. I get out of areas I don't want to get caught in. I didn't want to get caught downtown. I didn't want to get caught in Chicago at all. So I turned the app off. I'm going to get back to Indiana. As soon as I cross over the border, I cut the app back on. If there's a trip that want to bring me back, then that's fine. But I'm going to keep rolling until I get close to home, and I won't cut the app off until I actually cut the car off and get ready to go into the house. That way, even if I get a call, as soon as I cut the car off, right before I cut the car off, then I'll just take that call. As long as I'm not too tired. But anyway, so y'all rolling with me while we're talking. Y'all get to look at Chicago. Can't really see much now at night, but this is what it is. But anyway, it's just funny how, you know, and then we talked a little bit more. We talked about how, you know, he talked about how he dropped out and he was in gangs and so dope and this, all, you know, not dope. Yeah, I think he did say that, and this, that, and the other. And I said, you know, that's the choice you made. I mean, I'm glad you survived it, but, you know, I didn't make that choice. You know, and I told him I didn't make that choice. I said, you know, we talked about parenting. I said, man, well, he said something. I can't remember exactly what it was. Oh, it was about the welfare. I said, oh man, that's a Fox News fact. You know, everything they got, you know, if you watch Fox News, they'll make it seem like black people are the worst people in the world. I mean, let's talk about the fact that black fathers are in the lives of their children at a higher percentage than white fathers. Let's talk about black marriages are together, or black divorce is lower than white divorce. You know, damn, this dude drive like a retard. You know, let's talk about these things. But those are things that you get when you stay focused on you don't do your own solo research. And I suggest you guys, what do you guys think about that? Comment in the section. What do you think? What do you have you heard that stat? Do you believe that stat? What? Talk. You know, leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video too. That's how we grow. And subscribe to the channel as well. You know, everything's in the description. And if you are just if you're thinking about Uber, you know, or Lyft, as a rider or a passenger, or delivery even. I just found out that you can, that you don't even need a 2005. You can deliver with a 95 and above for delivery, a two-door car and this, that, and the other. You can even, you know, that's a pretty cool deal. Tomorrow I'm gonna go out on deliveries and see what I can max out for deliveries. You know, see if I can make $100 doing deliveries. You know, I did a couple the other day, and it seemed like it was pretty cool. I did like 2 deliveries. I got like $16 and a tip, you know. So that was about, I think it came out to be 2 deliveries an hour. So what, $19 an hour, you know? So 5 hours, if the average stays true, um, that's 5 hours is $100. You know, think that's pretty cool. You can make that a week. But anyway, so so look in the link will be in the description. Sign up for delivery. If you don't have a car but you want a car, Uber will help you get one. $250 down. I talked to a lady at the Uber offices the other day, and she was waiting on her car. She got a 2013 or 14 um, Chevy Malibu. I think she's paying like 300, maybe $400 a month, something like that. But it's all maintenance is included and oil changes, and it's a lease with unlimited miles, and you figure it out. It's like I think she was like right at 100 or something like that, a week or something like that. And I thought that was a pretty cool deal. If she go out and if her goal is to make $100 a day, which is really easy, and like 5-6 hours, the rest of the days is all profit for her. And it gives her a car, and she ain't got to worry about wear and tear